He lifted his glass like it was a scepter. "Some kids make you proud," he said, his voice soaked in whiskey and arrogance. "Others just take up space." The table erupted in laughter, my mother's nervous giggle, my brother's forced chuckle, the clinking of crystal over roast beef and lies. I smiled, calmly. "Good thing," I said, meeting his eyes. "I just got my own place, 3,000 miles away." He didn't know then that I'd already packed more than my suitcase. I'd packed every ounce of resentment, every insult disguised as a joke, every bruise to my worth. I'd packed them neatly, like evidence, and I planned to use them. My father wasn't always a monster. When I was 10, he taught me how to tie a tie. He said, "Presentation is everything, son. People only respect what looks respectable." I believed him. I mimicked him. The handshake, the smile, the way he cut people down and called it leadership. But he never looked at me the way he looked at my brother, Michael, the golden boy, star athlete, business prodigy, the one who could do no wrong. I was the artist, the sensitive one, the dreamer. In his dictionary, those words meant failure. I spent years trying to earn his approval, until I realized his pride wasn't something to win. It was a weapon he used to control. The final cut came last Thanksgiving. He'd transferred the family business, the one I helped build, entirely to Michael. Not a word to me. Just a polite email from the lawyer. "You'll understand one day, son, you're not built for this kind of work." That was the last message he ever sent me, or so he thought. The thing about underestimating people like me, quiet, observant, supposedly soft, is that we don't break loudly. We break methodically. I knew every weakness he had, his hidden debts, his secret accounts, his offshore shell companies tied to the business. I'd handled enough of the accounting to know where the cracks lived. I didn't go to war immediately. Revenge isn't about rage, it's about rhythm, timing. So I moved silently. I accepted a marketing job in Los Angeles. In reality, I partnered with one of his competitors, the one he called a parasite. The man was brutal but fair. I told him everything, where the money was buried, the names behind the fake ledgers, the trail of falsified tax claims. He didn't believe me at first, so I showed him proof. Every file, every transfer, every signature my father thought he'd hidden. Within months, an investigation began, quietly, carefully. By the time my father realized something was wrong, the house of cards had already tilted. I got the call 2 weeks ago. Dad's being audited, Michael's panicking, Mom's crying. "You should come home." I told them I'd think about it. Instead, I booked a one-way ticket. I wanted to see his face. Tonight, the house looked the same, except for the tension crawling up the walls. My mother avoided my eyes. Michael sat stiff, his smile stretched too thin. My father tried to play the king again, but his crown was slipping. He raised his glass, same line, same smirk, like nothing was wrong. Some kids make you proud. And that's when I decided to give him the ending he'd earned. I smiled, calm and cold. "Good thing, I just got my own place, 3,000 miles away," I said again, echoing the words that once made him laugh. He blinked, confused. Then I slid the envelope across the table. He opened it. His eyes flicked over the first page. The notice from the IRS. The frozen accounts. The forfeiture of assets. His hand trembled. "Where did you get this?" he whispered. I leaned back, steady. "You taught me presentation is everything, remember?" So I presented them the truth, in your handwriting. Michael looked between us, pale. You did this?" No, I said softly. He did. I just made sure the right people saw it. My father's face drained of color. He looked smaller, older. The room that once echoed with his voice now felt like a tomb. I stood. "Don't worry," I said. "You'll never have to see me take up space again." Outside, the air was colder than I remembered. I could hear his voice faintly through the window. Anger, panic, denial. I walked to my car. Steady heartbeat, steady mind. For years, I chased his approval. Tonight, I buried it. There's a strange peace in revenge. It doesn't heal, it clarifies. He taught me to play his game. I just learned to win by different rules. As I started the engine, I saw my reflection in the rearview mirror. Calm, unshaken. For the first time in my life, I didn't look like my father. And that was the proudest moment of all.